Hello and welcome back to the Paper Computer Games Podcast. I'm your host, Salman the Fish, but you can refer to me as Salman. Make sure to check us out on all platforms, including Anchor, Spotify, and YouTube. But for the best listening experience, you can check us out on Spotify. Anyways, let's get right into it. So today I won't be joined with Seth, but I'll just be alone. I just wanted to make this quick podcast as like a return podcast. Uh, yeah, so welcome back, you guys. I'm back. We're gonna be making more podcasts soon. Hopefully, get back to the routine every week. I just wanted to talk about a common theme that I've been finding in my life, or like a big theme that I've been finding recently in my life, which is getting back into things. So obviously, getting back into things is a universal experience for not only PCG players but basically everybody. So let me give us some backstory. I've been doing sports for the past couple months, starting around when winter started, so winter sport. And ever since it started, I've had basically no time for anything, right? I used to go to the gym a lot beforehand, but when I just started doing the sport, I was in the sport all day, I was in school all day. I had one day off per week, so I had no time, right? So I just kind of like got out of the gym, didn't go work out that much. I didn't do that much PCG stuff. Um, I was just out of everything really. Like so now it's been a couple months and for the past couple weeks I've been having, I guess you would say, the peak of everything. So I had the peak of my sports, which is the near the end. We had all these big tournaments, all these really important matches, and I had to put all my energy into it, as well as school. I was having big tests. I was having midterms and final. I was having like basically finals, I guess you would call them, for the first semester, and I had to study for that. And all just came together as a big thing, right? You put all your energy and you focus all your mind into one thing, and everything else kind of just gets shelved, which is what I did with the gym, with making PCGs, making PCG content, and this podcast, which is why we haven't made any podcasts for a couple weeks. So now that I'm finding that my sports ended, and the finals are over, I'm getting back into the swing of things, and it's hard, you know. You see people in the PCG community say, they're having their final exams, or they're gonna take like a couple months or even a year break from PCGs. Maybe some people are going on vacation, some people are moving houses, a lot of things, right? And during that time, you don't really make anything. You don't make any content. You don't make any PCGs. And when you come back, it's like you can't really just pick up where you left off because, like, say my example of going to the gym, I can't just go back and lift all the same weights, right? I have to start off slowly. I have to start off from the beginning, practically. And a lot of people forget about that. A lot of people kind of brush over the fact that you really haven't been doing your craft for a while. So you have to like start from the beginning again, which is what I've been doing and what I'm going to be doing with PCGs. I decided not to just jump straight into things. I obviously me being me, the first thing I thought about when my sport ended was I'm gonna make a huge video. I'm gonna make the most craziest video. I'm gonna edit the whole thing in one day, and then um yeah, obviously I decided not to do that. I realized there's no way I'm gonna finish it. I'm not even gonna Probably not even gonna start it. I need to start off with something small, which is why I'm doing this mini podcast right now. I'm gonna start off with this, then build up the foundation, and eventually I'll get back into the swing of things, and then I'll be making, who knows, 10, 20 minute long videos with nice editing. I'll be making podcasts with Seth for all sorts of topics, and it'll be great. So my advice to you guys is just take it slow, you know? If you think if you just look back and be like, "Oh, I used to be able to do this and that, I used to go crazy and draw every day and make videos all the time and all that." Don't think about that, okay? All you got to think about is the present. You got to think about how you're going to build back up to that. You got to just realize, you got to have a realization that you did take a break, and you can get back. You're going to have that muscle memory. You can have that mind memory to get right back into things. You just got to take it slow, you know? So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully get back into the swing of things. I already started off with things like the gym. I'm going back. Obviously, I'm not as good as I used to be, but that's what happens. And now I'm starting this again, like I said. Gonna do the podcast videos and all that. So yeah, just something to think about. Getting back into the swing of things. And one more thing I wanted to think about or talk about is motivation. Something like that, at least. So there's actually something interesting that people do when they listen to podcasts. So when people listen to podcasts, they generally are doing something other than just staring at their phone screen at a podcast uh, picture. They're probably doing something like going on a walk or doing their work or drawing or something like that. So it gets them to do something really. Like take me for example, I every day or every morning when I go on the bus to go to school, I try I try to listen to either music or if one of my favorite podcasts uploads a new podcast, 100% I'm going to listen to that. And it's like a routine kind of. Say even Zach, I know Zach listened to a couple of these podcasts or even all of them maybe while he was going on walks in the morning, which just surprised me, right? I had that realization that I'm not the only one that does that, and it was really cool to hear that somebody was just going on a walk and listening to the podcast. I realized that that's probably the podcast probably gets people in a certain state of mind. Like this PCG podcast will get people in like the PCG making kind of state of mind. So if you guys really feel like you want to make something, you want to create PCGs, go ahead and listen to a podcast. Just listen along, take out a paper and a pencil and get to it. It's simple as that. Or even, I know a lot of people like to do this. They go to Zach's videos and they just watch them in the background. That's a really good thing to do too, because he has a lot of really long videos. I like to do that sometimes too. I think I might start doing that again to get back into making PCGs. It's really motivational. Like when I go back and watch an old video of Zach's, and there's something like it's like some random video of a theory or something like that, and it's like it makes you really feel creative and want to make a PCG. Or even if I go to another person's videos, there's plenty of good videos out there that motivate you. But yeah, that's practically all I want to talk about. Trying to get back into the swing of things. Hopefully, we'll get Seth back on the podcast for next week's episode. I'm thinking maybe I want to eventually get to making multiple episodes per week. Uh, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And yeah, thanks for listening. See you guys. Peace.